Hello and welcome to a brand new series in the world of the AFIA, the FF Indy M Series. First round, Detroit, and kicking straight off to the grid, Ryan Hunter-Reay is on pole position for Twister Kick, a contingent for the Tornado team, I can't say that properly. Joining him on the front row is Will Power for Dark Fire, a contingent of X-Elite.
And I'm also here. American Courtney.
And his drivers are 8th and 19th in the form of Scott Dixon and Catherine Legg, and straight away with the start of the race, Ryan Hunter-Reay leads off the first couple of corners, and rounding out at the back is Frank Montagny in the Dark Fire Honda engine. Two engines in this, the Chevrolet and the Honda. Now into the braking zone of turn 3. Is there going to be an accident, or are they going to behave themselves? Even if most of them tend not to, being an American series. Who on earth are we
Shots
looking at
fired.
here?
Yeehaw! Sorry, that was distasteful.
Extremely. But you're
Might
American.
have to edit that part out.
You're American, it's fine. Right, who on earth are we on board with here as he has a look at the number 28? It could be... it's Will Power looking at Ryan Hunter-Reay. So keep an eye out for silver cars for the Dark Fire. Although I've been told that they follow the same liveries as the actual 2012 season. So each car has its own livery. Ryan Hunter-Reay has the yellow and red DHL car.
Alright, so they have liveries per driver rather than per car?
Yes. This is going to make it even more confusing for us.
Okay.
And fastest lap, as it is the first lap of the race, for Ryan Hunter-Reay as they go through the first couple of corners. He leads from Will Power. Third place is Joseph Newgarden, then Graham Rahal is 4th, and Marco Andretti 5th. Turn left running at 4th and 5th. A subdivision of AJ. Not the first time this series has played host to an FF1M World, because they had the Fantasy Auto Racing teams with the acronym FART.
Ah, yes, brilliant.
And I'm trying to remember who won the Drivers' Championship. I can't quite remember, but I remember Team Canada won the Teams Championship.
Yeah, the FAR acronym, very, very immature, unlike my team name.
Contingent... What is it? Contingent O for short.
Contingent of Central Kentucky Builders Union Researching Gasoline Engine Racing.
We'll leave it to you lot to figure out the acronym for that. Now then, who are we looking at? I think that was Scott Dixon we just saw briefly. And Ryan Hunter-Reay's just pulling away a little bit from Will Power. Still amazing that such a name exists in real life.
Yeah, that is pretty brilliant. Is he still racing these days?
Yeah, he is, yeah, still in IndyCar. And that's one of the target cars. I think that must be Andretti, but I have no idea. Oh, that's Takuma Sato in the blue, white and red car. Started 9th on the grid for Team Super Best Friends, a subdivision of Yi Racing or Sean Connery Motors, whichever you prefer to call them.
Takuma must be getting on a bit these days.
Yeah, I think he's entering his 40s now, and driving stronger than ever.
Yeah, odd that. I wonder if you put him across in an F1, how well he'd do. That age-old debate as to whether you put in an IndyCar driver in an F1 car, how well they'd actually do. And vice versa, though. But how's Ericsson been doing these days in real Indy?
I don't really know, but I do seem to remember that Rubens Barrichello couldn't match the big guns.
Yeah.
When he raced in Indy. I quite like to see how Jean Alesi's doing in this race, driving for Rectory. Alesi drove for FJR for 8 seasons in a row, which is a stat that has only been equalled by Marc Genet and Dark Wolf.
What about Suttil with Andy?
No, I don't think that's gone long enough, but not too bad in terms of the years. I think Will Power's a little bit closer on this lap. See how much buys they go through some sort of sector point. Top 5 remain the same. Wonder how the rest of the field's doing. Go through the rest of the grid. Sebastian Bourdais, Justin Wilson, They drive for Mitchell Evo. And we've got Pedersen in this one as well, with James Hinchcliffe and Jacques Villeneuve.
Yeah, good old Jacques.
Willpower's definitely closing in.
Didn't Jacques do an acoustic album?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, he did a few... Yeah, apparently he's into his music. But I think the sales struggled to reach 1,000.
Well, that's better than we've done.
Yeah, a lot better than what we've done.
Yeah.
That's quite a sobering statistic,
Yeah.
that Jacques Villeneuve is statistically a better musician than us.
Statistically,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just change the subject. I don't want to think about this.
So other teams...
I don't want to think about this just like I don't want to think about his actual music.
Bruno Junqueira is in the pit lane. Let's see what he's in the pits for. Looked like a mechanical problem according to his steering wheel graphic. What do you think of the shape of the IndyCars?
In this 2012 format, I don't know. They do look quite futuristic. I'll give them that. What's the wheel covers for? Is it to kind of reduce turbulent air, or is it just?
Probably to reduce the risk of suspension damage if you rear end them.
Yeah, or like fly over the back of them up into the air.
Something like that.
Yeah, they look alright. I think I prefer the way the new cars look.
A sleeker, low downforce look.
Yeah, like they've got more ground effect, haven't they? No,
I've no idea.
I think they've gone to a design that has more ground effects, so it's not too aero.
Oh, yellow flag's out. Who has crashed at turns 1 and 2? If we have a look at that, Jean Alesi's out of the race for Rectory. So we'll hopefully see a replay of what happened. And he's already crashed.
There's a wheel there.
Yes, and a driver getting held up. It could be Montoya, that.
Oh.
And let's see some replays. Here is Alesi. Straight on at turn 1.
Yep, just forgot to steer. It's not like the Jean that we know.
3 times a race winner in the FF1M world.
Is that all?
Yeah, surprising. I thought he'd won more, but yeah. 3 wins.
Surprisingly, only ever won 1 race in actual F1.
I know, the talent they had.
Yeah, well, here's an opinion that's a little bit risky, but I really don't think he ever lived up to his first couple of seasons.
For Tyrrell?
Yeah, his first season at Tyrrell was pretty awesome.
Well, he joined halfway through.
His first part of his season. Is it? I'm thinking of his second season, aren't I? When he went toe-to-toe with Senna in Adelaide.
Yeah, in Phoenix, yeah.
Was it Phoenix?
Yes.
Cool. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about.
But I don't know, I mean, that epic battle between those two.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just as the years went on, he never fulfilled his potential. I don't think. He showed a lot of promise in the early days. But
Shaping up and moves. There's Scott Dixon, I believe. I presume he's behind James Hinchcliffe. So it's Pedersen America versus the Contingent O's.
Yeah, good old Contingent O, which sounds a very sleek name. Made it myself, I might add.
Congratulations.
That definitely wasn't AJ.
With Jean Alesi's crash, that moves Catherine Legg up to 16th position, your other driver.
Yeah. Only woman in the field, I think.
I mean, there were a couple of lady drivers on option. There's Anna Beatrice, I think.
Not heard of her. Who's the well-known one? Danica Patrick, was she on the list?
Don't think so. I think she'd moved to NASCAR at this point.
Oh, right.
Simona Di Silvestro might have been on the list. I think she's quite good.
Anyway, sorry, back to the...
Yeah, we should probably talk a bit more about the race, because we've just been talking about random stuff that is esoterically relevant.
Yeah. I'm very good at that.
So we are having a look at that Scott Dixon.
Shame I'm not very good at commentating.
Scott Dixon shaping up for a look at James Hinchcliffe.
I'm going Scotty boy. Of course, everybody only really watches these races for my cars.
Scotty
So,
Too Hotty.
Yeah.
On a concrete surface. So it's based on.
Sorry, I thought.
In fact,
I thought
James
there was
Hinchcliffe's running behind him, so this must be Sebastian Bourdais that you're battling against.
Okay. He was really good in the IndyCar days, wasn't he? Before he was it Champ
Back
Car?
when it was Champ Car, yeah.
Yeah. Before he came to F1 and got banged on by Vettel.
The rivalry he shared with Paul Tracy was pretty fun.
Was Paul Tracy like the really just mental guy? I
Yeah.
mean, I know that doesn't really narrow it down from the IndyCar field, but
Yeah, he was quite an aggressive one, was Paul Tracy, but yeah, I remember one incident. I think he was suffering from a fuel feed problem, and Bourdais passed him around the outside, and Tracy just braked a bit too late and piled into him, and yeah, there was a bit of a grab round the throat.
he's not someone I mess with, Paul Tracy.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
if you hit him, hit him off the race course, and you see him get out his car, run towards yours, I think new overalls needed.
I think he had a bit of a fight with another one called Alex Tagliani, and he made a bit of a sly dig on the fact that French Canadians never take the helmets off when going for a fight. So this is Scott Dixon looking at Bourdais, and Dixon's flying. I think he's going to take a position nearly. That's nearly a big crash at the final corner.
That's one of those moments when you clench. Everything clenches. Ooh.
Including your anus.
Yeah,
So
he went there. I was alluding to it, but he just flat out went there.
Flat out went for it. Speaking of flat out, hey, not quite making the move stick on Bourdais, who, another crash at turn 1, so who's gone off this time? And I have no idea who that is, but it's Rubens Barrichello for the twister kick.
Man, the ex-F1 drivers do not like that corner.
And is this going to be a case of understeering off at turn 1? Well, this is through the final corner. That's to start, finish straight, understeer, smash.
Yep,
So,
carbon copy pretty much.
2 ex-F1 drivers making it as far as the wall. Former winners, in fact. Here's an interesting fact about Rubens Barrichello. In the 2002 FF1M season, he won the German Grand Prix, and those were the only points he scored that season.
No. 2002?
The 2002 FF1M season, when he was driving for Shannon.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of FF1M trivia.
Stat there, yeah.
That was good to see. That was the season before you joined. It was 9 different seasons winners from 7 different teams, I think.
I thought it started in 2002.
2003.
Was it 2003? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love how you know more about my FF1 history than I do.
I'm a statistician. He said, whilst trying to be as modest as possible. Still chasing Sebastian Bourdais' Scott Dixon. It's proving very difficult to overtake on this circuit. See if he can get a good enough run out of these two slow to mid-speed corners, although he's due in the pits this lap. Now, will he be... Now, is this like a mandatory 2-stop strategy, or is this going to be an early 1-stop? Quite fancy it to be a mandatory 2-stop.
To be honest, I really don't know anything about this circuit. I don't think I've ever raced it on any game or...
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, it's... It looks alright, I guess. In classic IndyCar style, there's just very little room for error.
Yeah, it's quite legendary in the IndyCar scene.
Oh, what's going on there? Alright.
He's coming to the pits.
I thought he was pulling over for a second there. That is not a pretty pit entry, that.
Running over the lollipop. And another lollipop.
Shows no remorse.
And James Hinchcliffe's in the pits as well, as is Takuma Sato. And Esteban Gutierrez for the FJR Ewing. And a 7.3 second stop for Dixon. Now, is it going to be new tyres or a lighter fuel load that will be the important factor here in terms of his battle with Sebastian Bourdais? Now, Hinchcliffe had a poor stop because he's rejoined behind Takuma Sato. And under pressure from Esteban Gutierrez. in an all-black helmet.
Sort of very low.
He's only tiny as Gutierrez. Apparently...
He's 95% eyebrow, I heard.
And they're all coming to the pits now. Hunter Ray's in the pits as is Will Power, and someone getting badly held up, which was Newgarden, and Graham Rahal has taken a position off of him. I think it's the son of Bobby Rahal, who is a old school IndyCar driver.
Can't say I've heard of Bobby Rahal before.
Used to, I think, briefly he was the boss of Jaguar from 2001, but he got forced out of the team after it was alleged that he tried to offload Eddie Irvine.
Really? Offload him in what way?
Like,
in a sexual way?
Nah, like pay up. In terms of like paying off his contract. Oh, Dixon v Bourdais, and Bourdais still ahead. Oh, Bourdais run wide, and now Dixon has taken the advantage. He's pressured him into that mistake, so one of your guys is up a position as yellow flags come out at turn 3. So someone's had an incident, and we will get to see that shortly. But we're looking at the overtake first. Didn't look like it was on, but pressured Bourdais into the running wide. And that's an important move for yourself. And oh, that's Gutierrez that has gone off the track there. So this looks like a case of braking a bit too late. On new tyres as well. And
Another slight mechanical issue, maybe.
You could be right there. You could be right.
Turned left. Maybe it's because he's so used to doing that.
Transmission, I saw that. Ovals. Now Dixon looking to pull away. Now Sato is having a look at Bourdais. Again, 2 ex-F1 drivers. And yeah, confirmation of a mechanical problem for... That's the first mechanical problem of the race. And it happens to be one of my drivers. Not happy about that.
Love how it carries across from a FF1M. I was going to say real FF1M, but FF1M. Yeah, I love how it carries across from there. Even though, despite the fact that, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to disclose this, but you did very little reliability testing, your car was still more reliable than mine in the second 2/3 of the season.
Yeah, you did suffer some horrific reliability.
I must admit, at the Abu Dhabi race, like, as I was watching that, I was like, because it was the battle between me and, I think it was Pedersen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fourth? Fifth?
Fifth, I suppose, yeah.
As much as Pedersen fully deserved that position, because they just were better that season, I don't know how I stayed ahead for as long as I did. When I saw Perez battling with, was it Kobayashi or Senna? I can't remember now. I was thinking, go on, Perez, take him out so that Vettel gets the 1 point that I need. Then
Vettel breaks down. Yeah, that was it.
And I was like, well, that served me right, didn't it?
So the temporary race leader Marco Andretti makes a pit stop, and Ryan Hunter-Reay retakes the lead. Will Power back up to second. Graham Rahal is now third because he jumped ahead of Joseph Newgarden when everyone was making their pit stops. And Scott Dixon has jumped up to 5th position, so you've benefited from the first pit stops. And
I approve.
Who on earth are we looking at here? That is Marco Andretti. And I think it was against Sebastian Bourdais. Yes. I'm getting used to these cars.
I'm glad you are, because I'm not. I'm not a very useful co-commentator like James Whiteley is. I watched his commentary. I was quite impressed. Certainly.
He didn't do too badly.
Yeah, he did nick my joke though.
Which one?
The candy from something.
Yes,
he
did. Yeah, that was it.
Because I want to keep it fresh. I'm going to bring it back in a couple of races, but.
Yeah, you did. I remember that now.
I
disapproved
of that.
That was a mad first lap, was that?
That was pretty good, yeah.
I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah, that was one of those. If they was to do a highlights of the year, that would be on it, and just the commentary reaction was pretty good.
And two ex-F1M drivers coming into combat. It's Sato versus Montoya for 8th position. I have no idea if this is for points or not, because it might be a different point system. Looking at Bruno Junqueira. Yeah. Again, it looks a similar car to Elia Castroneves.
When Montoya came to F1, had he been in Champ Car before?
Yes, he did, yeah.
Did he do quite well?
Yes, he did quite well, yeah. He did F3000, and then I think he was scheduled to go to Williams in 99, but they chose Zanardi instead. And then Montoya went to racing, I think it was called Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Championship Auto Racing Team. I might be wrong on that one. Marco Andretti is closing up on Scott Dixon for 5th position. Gap is 0.6 of a second as they start their 19th lap. 1.5 seconds is the lead between Ryan Hunter-Reay and Will Power. Rahal still holds 3rd and Newgarden still holds 4th. And Bourdais and Sato might be going into combat. Montoya's dropped back a bit. And who on earth is that? Who's behind Elia Castroneves? Now, is Will Power closing in on Ryan Hunter-Reay? I don't think so. So I think Hunter-Reay has the measure of power. I believe both are former Indy champions, a whole season rather than an Indy 500. Takuma Sato's an Indy 500 winner.
Did he win it this year?
He won it when Fernando Alonso entered it.
Wasn't that Rossi that won it that season? Or was that the season before?
It might have been the season before.
Okay.
I know there was one where I think it was Joseph Newgarden was leading on the last lap, and then he crashed at the final corner.
Yeah.
And Dan Weldon came through to win.
That was just, I felt like, I don't know the guy, but I felt bad for him. Even though he's got a dream job just driving cars for a living, I still felt bad for him. Could you imagine how good you'd feel? How long is the Indy 500? Like 4 hours?
It's a long while. 500 miles, trying to work out the race distance in that. 250 laps, I believe. I might be wrong on that. Maybe 200 laps. Answers in the comments section below. Who's this? Dario Franchitti having a look at Elia Castroneves, 2 IndyCar veterans. Not performing as well as I expected, to be honest, because they've got bags of experience in IndyCar. But I've been told that it's based off of the performances from that very season, and other drivers might have been a bit quicker.
Okay.
But yeah, Dario Franchitti had that massive crash in Texas. You might have seen that one.
Is that the one where he spun like 1,000,000 times a second? Where he went up into the catch fencing? It was like Kenny Brack. I think that was Kenny Brack.
Oh, now I do remember that one, yeah.
That one where he just spins like a flipping Beyblade. It was mental.
I think this is just on a street circuit and like blind corner and unsighted, and yeah, ended his career that.
Yeah.
But he's still out and about. He's doing the commentary for Formula E.
Oh, was that the one where he crashed with Sato?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, still carries bruises from his IndyCar days. Not from that crash, just from all the fights that he had afterwards.
I don't think all drivers have fights, but that's going by stereotypical. He's a Scotsman anyway, so they're gentle creatures.
You can't see this because it's audio, but I just looked at him unconvinced.
I think the worst Indy crash I saw was that, I think it was like 15 car pile up at Texas Motor Speedway that claimed the life of Dan Weldon.
Yeah, how many cars did they have racing in that?
35.
Yeah, and
basically was racing 3 wide for some of it, and then just a massive crash.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I suppose it's easy to say this in hindsight, but was inevitable. Like, they talked to him before that as well, didn't they? They talked to him in the car whilst he was driving round.
On the warm-up laps,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about talking to a driver.
They do it a lot, actually, after races. They do it in the British touring cars and the Formula E.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly... It's not an uncommon practice.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, who are we looking at here? I believe this is a driver. As they go into the final couple of corners. I have no idea who this is.
He's in a grey car. He's got 4 wheels at the moment.
And he's got a number 2. It could be.
He's also number 2 on the car.
It looks like Montoya's helmet, actually. So this could be a battle between himself and Takuma Sato. I believe that's correct. Yeah, I think it's Sato in front. Oh, somebody's gone wide. Is that Castro Neves?
Beats me.
It is Castro Neves. That was well called.
Even if you do say so yourself.
Drop behind James Hinchcliffe and another driver. Trying to work out who that one is. So there's the replay. So he's chasing James Hinchcliffe as they go into turn 3. Goes up the inside. He's way too tight on the inside there. Very close to the wall. So lose that position to Hinchcliffe and somebody else. I wish I knew who that was.
It's a good thing the guy he was fighting with did the switchback. Switchback harder than Saldweller there.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't think anybody else will get it. It's a bit of a vague reference.
Oh, someone's having a look at Hinchcliffe. The number 41. That's Franchitti, which worked it out. This is a battle between Hinchcliffe, Franchitti and Castro Neves joining on the action. Power closing up on Hunter Ray for the lead. Only 9 tenths of a second between the two. Now, is there going to be a lunge going into turn 3 here? And will Franchitti make it stick this time? Close up against the eye. He's way too late on the brakes, but he's made it stick. Well done. And
Shut you up.
And Hinchcliffe's the one that runs wide, and Castro Neves takes a position, as does Justin Wilson, driving for Mitchell Evo. Oh, what on earth was Hinchcliffe doing? Smoking the tyres. I'm just trying to go for the outside.
Well, he was smoking something, clearly.
The self-proclaimed mayor of Hingetown, which is a fictional community.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting. Also a former dancer. The American equivalent of Strictly Come Dancing.
Alright.
He did quite well, actually. And Castro Neves did it as well, and I think he won.
Cool.
Dancing not your thing.
No,
Just moshing.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally nod my head in approval to a song if I like it. I don't know, just dancing. I don't get doing it myself. I'm watching other people doing it. I get even less. Like when people say, "Oh, do you want to let's watch dancing on ice?" It's like, why? It's a bunch of people just kind of walking about, but in a stylish way.
Well, sliding because it's on ice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Same thing, innit? It's not even walking. It's bloody sliding.
Yeah.
Lame.
Have you ever been ice skating before?
Yeah. I've been a couple of times. I only ever fell over once, which I was quite proud of. The first 3 times that I ever went ice skating, I didn't fall over. And the 4th time I was like trying to impress this girl, being like, "Oh yeah, look how good I am," and then just got exactly what I deserved.
Yeah, I'm not too bad on the ice, actually. Well, I don't do tricks like some people can, but I just slide. It's not bad.
And that is what you do on the ice.
Second round of pit stops are underway now, and Ryan Hunter-Reay, Will Power, Joseph Newgarden are all in the pits. Graham Rahal takes the lead for the moment. Montoya's in the pits as well.
It's a brave job being a lollipop man in this spot.
Yeah, standing in the middle of the pits.
Sort of very strong shins.
Frank Montagny, we haven't heard of this guy yet.
Had a brief
Anyway.
spell in F1, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't really do much. He was better than UGE Day, but
He might have been alright actually. I mean, but he only had a couple of races for Super Guri.
yeah. He was Was it Sakon Yamamoto that went in first, or was it him that went in?
It was
before?
Montagny first and then Yamamoto.
Yeah. Yeah, I think anything compared to UGE Day is.
To be honest, I know we're not racing drivers, but even we could have done better than UGE Day.
Well, purely on the fact that in his last race, it was at San Marino, wasn't it? It took him a couple of corners to take out that Midland.
Yeah.
I could have done it first corner.
Graham Rahal's in the pits. This will put Marco Andretti in the lead for the moment. Sebastian Bourdais and Takuma Sato also making their second pit stops. Leaving the pits, where is Rahal going to rejoin? Fourth position is the answer to that. Jacques Villeneuve in the pits as well for MPR America, using the Honda engine. I wonder if there is a difference between the Chevy and the Hondas. Apparently they're identical.
In the game or in real life?
In the game.
In the game. I guess it's just a badge thing. Which badge do you prefer? Chevy's got a cool badge.
Then again, Chevy does make some pretty rubbish Korean cars.
Yeah. I mean, a Chevy. They make a good Corvette though.
They do, and the Camaro. So
Sure.
there's some good cars. But that's the American version of Chevrolet. Whereas Hondas, just Honda, can't go wrong.
Well,
they do a bit in the McLaren.
yeah, but they're doing all right now, aren't they?
Yeah, I blame McLaren for that, to be honest.
Yeah. McLaren basically airing all the dirty laundry out for nothing because it was clearly them.
Yeah.
As soon as Honda supply a different team, they suddenly become good.
I've just noticed something on the actual race. Will Powers had a dreadful second stop and is now rejoined behind Scott Dixon and Joseph Newgarden and Graham Rahal. So that's an important development in the race, as Ryan Hunter-Reay maintains the lead after his second stop. But it's now Graham Rahal in second position. So I wonder what on earth happened to Power, as he now has a look at Scott Dixon for fourth position.
Do you think he has a brother called Max?
Max Power. That used to be a magazine, did that?
Did it?
Yeah.
Used to be Homer Simpson's name as well.
I believe it was probably taken from that magazine.
I can't remember.
Do you know what that magazine was about?
Boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Cars and boobs. Burn 'em. Right. So Ryan Hunter-Reay still leads from Graham Rahal, and we're looking at the lower reaches of the positions. Who we're looking at here? That's Castro Neves. That will be another driver. That's Frank Eater. That's Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe's also had a poor stop because he's now rejoined 14th position. I think everyone's got their second stops out of the way now. I did notice something. There's a couple of mystery drivers that, because GP4 you have to have 22 drivers on the grid, he's probably put a couple of drivers that aren't actually in this race. So whilst they appear on the timesheets, they're not actually driving.
I see, the classic ghost drivers.
That's the one. How big a lead has Ryan Hunter-Reay got over Graham Rahal? Because I think this might be the battle for the lead. And Rahal's on fresher tyres. So he's looking quite good now.
Well, Scotty Boy's in fourth, so I don't mind that. That's alright.
Not been a bad race for you then.
Yeah. Where it just hard cuts to just a car smeared across the barriers.
Either Scott Dixon or Catherine Legg. Which place your bets, everyone. Which one of those do you think will smash it into the wall?
Probably going to be Dixon.
Knowing your luck.
Yeah.
Do you remember that massive accident that Catherine Legg had?
Yeah. The little kink on Road America, wasn't it?
All that was left was the tub.
Yeah. Hey, she had one wheel attached, I think, still. Just a tub with one wheel on it. As much good as that is.
Yeah. Completely fine. It's
Yeah.
testament to the strength of that particular Champ Car chassis. I think it was a Lara.
Yeah, pretty impressive that. I mean, did she walk straight out? I imagine she was probably a bit shaken up, but wouldn't really just get up and be like, right, cool.
She might have been extracted out.
Yeah.
But she was walking fine afterwards.
Well, they don't call her Catherine Legg for nothing.
I guess they don't. We're on board with the number 12 of the driver who's driving
Can we
number
just burn
12.
this audio? Can we just take it off like the hard drive and just burn it?
Yeah.
This audio has been the worst one we've ever done.
I know, it's just, I have no idea who's in what, and it's quite tricky. I just know that James Hinchcliffe's driving a gold car.
He's the man with the golden car.
That must be Scott Dixon, because behind him is Will Power. So yes, I know where we are now. Dixon chasing Joseph Newgarden for third position. And with 12 laps to go on a circuit that's very difficult to overtake on, do you think he'll do it?
No.
Do you think Ray Hall will overtake Hunter Ray?
No.
Well, we've got
No.
12 laps to find out. Ray Hall's definitely closing in just bit by bit on Ryan Hunter Ray, so it's a battle between Twister Kick and...
Oh, hold a minute. Is that a Taku?
No.
Damn it. I thought I recognised his helmet. Sorry, carry on.
We're on board with Ray. This is the battle for the lead between Hunter Ray and Ray Hall.
I just saw his helmet and I was like, is that Taku's helmet? And I mean, they're all red cars though, aren't they? There's so many red cars in this race.
Yeah. Twister Kick versus Turn Left. And both Chevy engines.
I'm sure people have been really annoyed by my commentary.
Just trying to work out who of the top 8 has made the most gains. I think it is Dixon.
Yeah.
He's gone from 8th on the grid to 4th. Montoya's gone from 10th to 7th. Andretti's lost a position. Power's lost 3. Newgarden is evens. In fact, Newgarden is holding up Dixon, Power and Andretti. So it could be a 4-way battle for third. And let's keep an eye on the gap between the top 2 and third place. At the moment it's 4.4 seconds. As they round the final couple of corners. There's a particular video of when Montoya was driving around this circuit, and he does a pretty epic pole lap. And just pretty much nudge the wall on every corner.
Nice, yeah. I mean, say what you like about Montoya, the man had balls. He had real testicular.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid of no one or no wall.
And also, at the time of recording, the Chinese Grand Prix hasn't yet happened, but George Russell is sporting a half Montoya helmet.
That's a right odd one, isn't it? For an English driver to wear a tribute helmet to somebody who raced for, 4 seasons? In the
6.
In the late
5.5.
Yeah, that was when he broke his shoulder or something. Or...
Well, he left here in 2006.
Was it 2005 when he broke his shoulder?
Yeah.
Then he came back and then McLaren just went, see you later.
And do you know what I found out? It was actually a motocross accident.
Motocross, really?
Yeah, because he told everyone, I was just larking about on the tennis court. But he maintained that story for 13 or so years, and it was actual rubbish.
Why did he have a contractual obligation to not do motocross or something?
I don't know, I think he was just taking the piss.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the gap's really close now between Hunter Ray and Ray Hall. It's 0.3 of a second, but at the moment we are looking at Castroneves and Sato. Is that Sato? Is that Franchitti? I think it's Franchitti and Castroneves. Now here's
They
the battle
all
for the
like
lead.
Sato.
Yeah. They've all got blue, they've all got red, and they've all got white.
There we go.
Ooh, that was a bit close, but Hunter Ray holds on for the moment. And it's not the only battle on track, because Newgarden, Dixon, Power and Andretti are battling for the final place on the podium. And if these two battle heavily, it could be a six-way battle for the lead.
Nah. They're too far ahead, I think, now.
And there'll only be 8 more laps after this one. So time is running out for Rahal. He needs to make this move sooner rather than later. Ooh, a lot of speed going through turn 1 and 2. Sniff of a slipstream, but I don't think it's enough. He's closing in.
Ooh,
Is he going to go for it?
A bit of wiggling under braking there. That's a bit naughty.
Vigorous, I think is the word I'm looking for. What word would you use? Are you sticking with naughty?
I would say shaky wakey.
Not shake and bakey?
No.
No.
Shake and bakey's good, shaky wakey is what happens when you go out in Wakefield.
That is a city in West Yorkshire for the people that don't know what Wakefield is. Don't really know Wakefield enough, to be honest.
To be honest, I don't know either. I've just heard the saying shaky wakey. I don't go out in Wakefield. I've got better things to do.
Through the final couple of corners. I've said that quite a lot in this race. I need to think of a more inventive way to say that.
Well, at least you've actually been saying stuff unlike me. I don't know what's going on.
Chatting bilge.
Yeah, absolute blenge cack.
There's a very obscure reference that no one will get.
No.
And the inside,
Oh,
not quite this time. And maintaining the lead just about.
Thought that was going to end in tears. Or punches.
Or a drop kick. It's still one of the best NASCAR moments, is that? Just drop kick the windshield.
That's one of those things that I watch every couple of months.
Oh,
and
he's
it never
getting
gets old.
alongside now. Graham, I have to interrupt you because some action is happening.
That's quite alright.
And Rahal has taken the lead with 7 laps to go.
And I completely ruined that.
And on slightly fresher tyres, I think this is Rahal's to lose. I'm expecting him to pull away just slightly. And first race, looks like AJ's team might take the win for turn left.
Illuminati confirmed, clearly rigged. Wine, etc, etc.
Meanwhile, the battle for third is not quite close enough. It looks like Joseph Newgarden is just about holding on. Well, the gap is half a second between him and Dixon. A further half a second between... Castroneves must have... No, he's not. Of course he hasn't. Because FJR Ewing are not very good. The battle of the veterans between Franchitti and Castroneves. And behind them... Who on earth is that? It's Justin Wilson. Did race briefly in FF1M in the 2002 season. Drove for Dodgem.
Alright. I know he raced briefly in real F1 for Jaguar and Minardi, I think.
Yes. He did alright, actually. He was a boss at starting the races.
Really?
Yeah, because quite often the Minardi would qualify at the back. But in the first lap in Malaysia, he was up to 8th.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. How do you manage that?
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
And he could just do those first laps.
A bit like, as much as people like to, give him stick. Lance Stroll, he's good on the first lap. He pretty consistently gains places.
Petrov was another one. He was good at starting a race as well.
Where's he gone these days?
Yeah, I haven't heard much on Petrov. And ducking up the inside now is Castroneves. But Dixon, it's Franchitti, he just about holds on for a fast corner and through a slightly less fast corner. And the
Now approaching a
floodlights.
straight.
Interesting. The
And now another corner.
Street lights are on.
There's a bridge there.
And concrete walls.
Some trees also.
F1 did actually consider racing here at one point.
Really?
Yeah, after the old Detroit circuit, after the 1988 season, they considered a few options, including this particular circuit. They considered Laguna Seca.
I was going to say, yeah, that was... man, that would have been awesome.
And then for whatever reason they thought that Phoenix was the best option.
Well, because FIA.
Yeah, because street circuits.
I was playing Assetto Corsa, going around Laguna Seca in the 2004 Ferrari.
Ooh.
Absolutely just deluxe. Loved it.
Yeah, it must have been. I enjoy driving it on R Factor.
Yeah.
Laguna Seca Brands Hatch. That was another one of my favourites to drive on.
Brands Hatch, alright, yeah. One that I do like on the Gran Turismo that's been on the last couple of Gran Turismo games. What's it called now? This is going to do my head in. Tsukuba Circuit.
Yeah, like the go-kart circuit, but for cars.
Yeah, it's pretty short, but I don't know. It's just got a nice flow to it.
Yeah, it's a staple in the Gran Turismo series now.
Yeah.
We're looking at Dixon versus Newgarden, which is 3 laps to go. Dixon looking a bit closer, and just before that we saw power under pressure from Andretti. That'll be Darkfire versus Turn Left, as we look at Contingent O versus Willows Indy. Newgarden and Bruno Junqueira driving for the Willows Indy. I will never forgive Bruno Junqueira for costing Jos Verstappen the win in the 1998 FF1M Belgian Grand Prix.
Was that the one where he just coming out the last corner, just like...
He just drove into the wall and into the path of Verstappen. and then a wheel hit Schumacher, who then spun, and then Verstappen went, whoop, poof.
I mean, we talk about these IndyCar drivers getting involved in a couple of punch-ups, but I don't think Verstappen would have been very happy about that one.
No.
He's...
I was livid about that. I somehow managed to get Junqueira a penalty for that as well. I managed to prove that it was completely his fault.
Yeah, because you don't really get penalties in FF1M, do you?
Not anymore, no. They used to...
Unless you post pictures of Sean Connery.
Or the James Allen commentary.
They said he might never win a race.
He's done it! He just went ballistic.
Gotta love the unbiased British commentary.
Yeah, that was one of the worst commentaries in F1 history. Just blatant bias and poor ITV directing as well. And it somehow won an award.
Really?
Yeah, I've no idea how. It was the only reason it won an award because Button won.
Yeah. I mean, the passion was there. At least you can say that.
Yeah.
Unlike with Ledyard, there's problems there.
Oh, there's always problems. Speaking of problems, Newgarden doesn't have them at the moment because he's got enough of a lead to hold on to Dixon for 3rd position. Speaking of holding on to a lead, I'm doing way too many of these connections.
Speaking of connections, we're using an XLR cable to connect the microphone to the interface. Indeed.
2 mystery ghost drivers. Can't remember his first name, but Jafar was one of them, and the other one is Kevin Magnussen.
Oh, really?
I think they were just put there for a laugh.
Okay. Are they just... They're the cameramen.
Yes.
Additional cameramen.
Last opportunity for Castro Neves versus Franchitti. Bit of a slipstream. He's closing in. Up the inside, he's got him this time. Castro Neves has taken the position. Oh, he's not!
No.
He's made a right Horlicks of that. And he's, as a result, lost the position to Franchitti and also to Justin Wilson.
That's not a very American saying, though. Made a right Horlicks.
Make a right Horlicks?
Yeah. Trying to think of what an American saying would be.
Make a right Texas barbecue of that.
Is that some sort of dirty euphemism, a Texas barbecue?
It's just a type
like a Cleveland steamer.
Texas barbecue is just a type of food.
Okay.
But coming out the final corner, this is the last lap. Graham Rahal takes the first win of FF Indy M. That'll be turned left. Congratulations to them. Ryan Hunter-Reay finishes second ahead of Joseph Newgarden, who holds on to that third position. So, Chevrolet's 1-2, Honda 3. Dixon finishes fourth, so good result for yourself.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Also, well, good result considering for Darkfire, but a poor second stop cost Will Power. And now then, so this is an interesting point system, which I have no idea what is going on there. And it doesn't say it on the FF1M wiki page either, so...
It's alright, Brickles, I've got this one. So, they're the points.
Thank you for that input. And not a good start for my drivers. Castro is 12th and Gutierrez with his transmission failure is down the order. So that was the first race at Detroit. We will do a much better job of the next commentary, which will come to you from Road America.
Well, he'll do a much better job, I probably won't.
I was dreadful.
I was much worse. Hey, at least I didn't interrupt you all the time.
Yeah, nice. Well, so we'll see you for the next race at Road America.